Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Janine McGowan, and I design cross stitch as the Blue Flower. It's a lovely day here in Nevada, and I hope you have something fun planned for this weekend. I have some plants to put into the garden, a little bit of yard work to do, some weeds to get on top of, just general things. And then there are several drawers in the house that have been in a state of accumulation for quite a while, and I'd like to address that this weekend. So not exciting, but very satisfying stuff. So I hope you're having a good weekend as well. Next up would be stitching in action, but we don't actually have anything this week. So as always, if you have stitched a blue flower design, I'd love to see a picture so I can share it here and on the website. And if you want to look at the website for inspiration, you can see what other people have done. So I hope you're all having a lovely time with whatever you're stitching on. Then we're going to move into what I'm stitching, and I'm going to put a photo up now. I'm still working on the DMC Greyhound sampler, but it's gotten big enough that it's a little unwieldy for me to try and hold it up and talk and get the camera to focus in the right place. So we're just going to the photo from here on out, but I'm very excited because in the inside panel, I have put in all of our greyhounds. Not the names, we still need Mosaic's name on the bottom, but all the greyhounds are in, and so now I just have to finish up the border and move on to the next thing in my year of stitching greyhounds, which actually leads me into Stash Spotlight. Boy, I'm rolling through today. This might be a brief Flosstube, so you can all get back to your regular weekend plans. I thought it would be a good time for Stash Spotlight to go ahead and pull all of the greyhound designs that I have, since it's time to start looking towards what I'm going to stitch next. So I'm going to do a quick pass through of those. This one I think is what I'm going to do next. This is Greyhound Santa from Dirty Annie's, and I have shown this before. I realized as I was pulling things that I have all big samplers with greyhounds on them, so I think I might do a little one just in between before I start on the next big project, but I'm so excited to work on this one. Next one I have is Elizabeth Cooper from Fox and Rabbit, and it's a little hard to see with the glare, but there is a greyhound in the middle. That's a very good candidate for the next one. I also have Clarissa Beaumont from Little Robin, and there again we've got a very greyhound looking dog here. Let's see on this side. So that's a possibility. I think the one I am going to do next, most likely, is You're My Home by Monticello Stitches. And there's that beautiful greyhound holding the basket and all of the other things. So who knows if I'll change my mind, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Although I also have this great Ink Circles Dog's Declaration. And it's a little bit hard to see. There are some tiny greyhounds in this design, and it's not as greyhound centric as I would probably choose, but it's definitely a contender. And that said though, I realized that I don't have as many greyhound charts as I thought I did. So if any of you know of a good cross-stitch design featuring greyhounds, I would love to hear about it so that I can add it to my collection and have more great choices for the year of stitching greyhounds. So I look forward to hearing from you. Whirled around this time, I have chosen the muskrat. This is a rodent in the rodent family. Is Rodentia family? Anyway, it's a rodent, a larger one, about the size of a large rat, but we have them in this area, which is why I picked it. When we had Cassie, our last greyhound, 2 ago, she was nosing around on the walk, and because we have that greenbelt area where we walk, there was a big clump of grass, and so she was sniffing around, and all of a sudden, out of the clump of grass, pops this muskrat, dashes across the path, and dives into the water. And she checked every single clump of grass for the next year in case of, accidentally dislodging another muskrat. So I always keep an eye out for them in memory of her. And we did just see one within the last week, so that was fun. The muskrat is an animal that likes wet areas, but not a lot of water, 4 to 6 inches. So it likes wetlands, marshes, the areas where the cattails grow, all of which we have around here in abundance. And as I was looking them up, I was wondering why I don't see them more often, but it's because they're primarily nocturnal. And so we're not out at night as much. When I do see them, it's early in the morning. So that let me know a little bit more about them. They're very social animals. They live in large family groups, and they tend not to go far at all in their lifetime, not more than like 150 feet from their home area. They eat a massive amount of food. They eat up to 1/3 of their body mass every day, which means that their home area needs to supply a whole family of muskrats with all of their food. So it's pretty amazing that they stay in one place like that. Let's see. They are very good swimmers. They can even swim backwards, and they have incredibly dense fur, which traps air that helps them float, but also keeps them warm. And they can hold their breath for about 15 minutes underwater, which is pretty amazing. They're native to North America, although they have now spread across to Europe and Asia. And yeah, they have a special ability, since they like wet areas and not a lot of heat, to keep specific parts of their body cooler. And specifically, they keep their feet and their tails cooler to try and regulate temperature. They also burrow into muddy banks and take advantage of whatever moisture there is available to them. So there you go, the muskrat. If we see any more, I'm sure the dogs will be just as focused as Cassie was. Questions. Last week, I asked about non-standard units of measure. Thank you for clarifying for me in the comments what those are called, as I was trying to articulate what I was talking about. But it was really fun to listen to so many tips and tricks that you use to measure things. So thank you for sharing those. This week, the question is about picnic food. My husband's family has been doing a thing called Second Saturday, where they all get together second Saturday of every month and just do a low-key gathering. It means, though, since it's nice weather out, that they want to be outside, that I'm always looking for food that can be prepared ahead of time and served at room temperature or outside temperature. So I was just wondering, what are your favorite picnic foods to eat? Things that can be made ahead and transported to the event. So I'd love to hear from you. Any favorites? Now we're getting into the bountiful season of fruits and vegetables. So of course those take center stage, but I'm always wanting to learn something new. I got a new cookbook this week from the Moosewood restaurant. I've never cooked anything from there before, but it has a lot of wonderful recipes with fruits and vegetables and things that I look forward to trying. So I'd like to hear from you as well. Best thing. I was wandering out, getting ready for this video, into the living room and saw my husband and said, "What's the best thing this week?" And he, being a funny guy, said, "Me." So yes, my best thing for this video is my sweet, patient husband, Robert, who encourages me and supports me and hugs me when I'm crying and is very gracious and lets me film him playing with the dogs over and over, even though I know it's not his favorite thing. So I hope that all of you both have some people in your lives that do those things for you, and also have people that you can do those things for, because it's one of the best parts of living, really, to be able to support each other and have that close community. So I certainly hope that all of you have that. Giveaway. Last time, since everything was cherry themed, we had this wonderful set of Victorian motto threads in cherry inspired colors. Lots of fun cherry comments from all of you, and I really, really wish it was cherry season now. I made a tactical error not talking about cherries extensively when they're actually available, because now it's all I can think about. But the winner who takes home these beautiful threads is Deborah Fitzer. Thank you, Deborah, for commenting. Sorry. I haven't really had a lot of coffee this morning, and I think it's showing. So hopefully I'll get back up to baseline pretty soon. This week, the giveaway is this darling little pattern from Mojo Stitches called Twitching Noses. And isn't that cute? They're just so springy. I know we particularly, and when I say we, I mean the dogs, watch for the rabbits every morning. This time of year we tend to see them a lot. And Rye is hands down the best at spotting them. So she loves to walk out in front with her ears up and her eyes scanning, and is always the first one to spot the rabbit. So if you would like to win this great chart, use the word bunny in your comments, and it'll be a fun spring stitch for you. That's it for me. Oh, I do have announcements. One announcement Specifically, I'm just getting ready, maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend, to finish the models for the retreat I'm attending this October in Tampa with Sunshine State Stitching. And so I was checking with Anna about some of the specifics for ordering kit materials. And she mentioned that there are some open places still available. So if you would like to go to Tampa this fall, look at the Gulf Coast, spend some time stitching with friends, you can contact Anna at Sunshine State Stitching, and I'll put her email on here and in the notes as well. But they have some spots still available. I'm really excited about this event. Well, I'm always excited about events, but this one in particular is on a smaller scale, which is nice because sometimes I feel like I'm hustling to make sure I get to talk to everyone, but I don't get to spend a lot of time with everyone. So when it's a little bit of a smaller group, it's nice to be able to spend more one-on-one time and not feel like you're shortchanging anyone by not getting onto the next table. So I hope some of you will see me there. I know I've heard from some people already, and I think we have a fun set of little October-themed things that we'll be stitching, or other things that we'll be stitching, beaches, whatever. I'm really excited. I haven't been to the Gulf Coast in years. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope to see some of you there. That is it for me for today. We've got a little puppy video at the end, and I hope you are having a lovely weekend. I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.